Hello, my name is Justin Joyce, and my speech today is on understanding password encryption and the use of your actual password. Everybody here has Wi-Fi in their homes. There's Wi-Fi everywhere else you go. Most of us take it for granted that we just plug in the box and everything turns on as it should, which 9 times out of 10 will always be the case. However, understanding your options is also important, because if you ever have to go into your home Wi-Fi, you will see a drop-down box with many options. Normally it's defaulted to the most current or the best that you have. So the first type of network security is simply no network security at all. This means you have no password and anybody can log into your network, to include you, which for ease of use works the best. But if you have neighbors or anybody within range who want to use free Wi-Fi, this will lower your bandwidth and therefore lower the speed of your network that you're paying for. Next up is wired equivalent privacy, which was started in 1999 through 2004. This was to give you an equivalent of being connected with a Ethernet cable to the wall, however you are now wireless. It did use simple hashing algorithms to encrypt your passwords and your data. This was not the best option currently, but for the time this was all you had. HowToGeek.com ran a story about how in 2003 the FBI did a public demonstration of cracking the web password hashing algorithm in mere minutes using a simple laptop with freely downloaded software. TechTarget.com says that WEP is the equivalent of putting a digital no trespassing sign on your network. It will let everybody know it is secured, however, it will not take them long to get through it. The only current use you would ever need for WEP, if you had another choice, would be to test internet connection to your ISP, your internet service provider, prior to adding in passwords and further encryption. Next up, we have Wi-Fi protected access, which came a little bit later and introduced a temporal key integrity protocol, which is TKIP for short. Also, what was added by an article with HowToGeek.com was that Wi-Fi protected setup, or WPS, was also introduced. WPS is the little quick connection button on your internet router that will allow any hardware to connect to it when you press the button. This will save you time from typing out lengthy passwords. However, if you have a neighbor who comes over and presses the button and connects, when they leave, if they are still in range, they will always have connection to your network. So even though this is another ease of use, it is still a physical security measure you will have to look out for. NetspotApp.com ran an article talking about how TKIP is used, where it is an exchange of keys between you and whomever you are speaking with. Lifehacker.com wrote about how using TKIP may slow down your internet connection speed a little bit due to waiting of the exchanging of keys and everything else that is working on the network at the current time. After that, WPA2 was introduced. All right, this is what we currently use now with the Advanced Encryption Standard, or AES for short. It is a robust encryption standard that the US government uses to encrypt their top secret information. The main drawback of AES and WPA2 is that it allows for an unlimited amount of password attempts, which means anybody with a simple program can do what's called a brute force attack on your network, and they would just use a library of passwords until your router finally accepts the correct one. The register.co.uk wrote an article where a small company who was looking for the next iteration of security, which is WPA3, what they found out about WPA2 was that within the data packets that are sent, they can take a small amount, reverse engineer your password, and easily get into your network versus even having to do a brute force attack anymore. So these are currently your 4 options for your internet security, but what we just discovered was actually the easiest part. The hardest part that everybody has to deal with is the password itself. Imagine if you had the house of your dreams, Everything in it is everything you'd ever hoped and dreamt for. It's paid off, full, and clear. Now, with this house, imagine you never leave the front door locked. This is essentially what you're doing if you were keeping the exact same password forever and ever, because if it ever is compromised, and if you don't change it, everybody else has the key to your house. Fortune.com ran an article of the top 25 used passwords of 2017. The top 5 were 123456, password, QWERTY, 12345678, and 12345. These were also the same 5 passwords for 2016. Even though it sounds simple, there's those of us, myself included, who have used the same passwords for years. To better protect your digital online presence, whether it be banking or social media, you need to change your passwords a couple times a year, or at the very latest, annually. During the speech, we have covered the 4 types of internet security you have at your house and the importance of choosing and, most importantly, updating your passwords periodically. Thank you.